Video games. Alright, let's talk. So, I have been considering myself a gamer since out the womb. My dad told me a story about me when I was a kid. I think I was maybe like 2 or probably even before 2. But he told me he was playing a game. He was playing NBA Live, I think. And he had gave me the controller and I had hit the little square button, made a 3-pointer. He said ever since then, I just haven't turned back and I just been a gamer ever since. So that was my start. Growing up, I did always used to hear video games ain't gonna get you nowhere. And now people have whole careers over it now. Dang, bro. But regardless, I love to see it. Definitely used to have those type of conversations with my friends. Always used to have the gaming conversations and stuff like that. These should be priceless. Now, there are a few games that I do have that resonate from stardom to where I am now. Started from way back when. You know, you got the Need for Speed Underground, the Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, which honestly completely goated. You got GTA, that's definitely a staple. And if y'all know, Bully was one of those good games, bro. And I honestly, for the very longest time, I was hoping for a new iteration for it or whatever, but it's all been rumors and it seems like we ain't never getting it. So we only got that first one. It was a one and done, but it was definitely a good one. So, then also, kind of going further in, you know, I ended up getting into games like Call of Duty, 2K, which at first I sucked really, really bad. I used to always get beat and then I hated it, but then I grew to love it. Then you got Madden. I've always sucked. I still suck in Madden. I cannot play Madden. It seems fun it's fun to play, but if I'm playing against somebody good, bro,
I'd rather play by myself.
And then you also got the story-based games. You got a couple of story-based games that I definitely really loved and really cherish to this day. For one, you got Infamous. That series was goated. Then you got the Mortal Kombats and stuff like that. Can't even lie, bro. That was a good story, bro. Then you got Uncharted. Uncharted was definitely another series that was goated. And then the last one I'm gonna mention is Spider-Man. Spider-Man has a great story, bro. Insomniac Games was cooking with that because I remember the old Spider-Man game, they did not hit like it did today. And the list goes on. Those are my notable mentions. Going into pretty much the games now, I still play Call of Duty to this day, but I can say Call of Duty needs to take a break. And here's why. Looking into the market, you definitely see a couple of games that do have a long shelf life. And you want to make sure that, especially nowadays, the fact that the economy is kind of crazy right now, when you buy a game, you don't want to end up having to know, like, I ain't gonna be able to play it next year. But then, you know, because it doesn't have a long shelf life anymore. I can even say their older games still had a longer shelf life than their current games now. Just because you feel that they had a lot more creativity, and also the fact that they put in more time in those games, or at least it seems like it. A year was enough back then, but now things are different. Now games are way more complicated, which I know. I don't make games, but I can see the complexity of games, and I know you can't do that in a year, bro. You gotta give it more time, or you literally you're just pumping out, bro. You putting too much, and you're not putting enough substance in the game. The way that I played the game, I played the campaign because I've been hearing so much about it, and you can visually see that the team did not have enough time. They did not have enough time, because when I did buy it, it didn't feel like I bought a new game. It just felt like I bought a DLC, which is not a good feeling, especially if I'm spending $70 on it. Like, you gotta feel like you got a whole new game, bro. We'll talk more about that later. Going back to the games of today, I've been hearing a lot about Battlefield 6. I've been trying to get into this new other game called Ready or Not, so I'm probably going to end up getting into those just to see how those are. Yeah, I feel like some studios are putting out too much and not putting out good enough quality. One game that definitely ended up having a situation like that where it caught a lot of backlash, and it honestly was a good game, was Cyberpunk. I ended up playing all the way through. I actually ended up playing it 3 times, and I loved every single time I played it. The first time, it was a little bit shaky just because the game had a lot of bugs, I feel like they need to really just take their time. Like, if you're gonna put out a game, don't put out too many, or just don't try to get it out there just to have it out there, right? Just because, like, just to use as a good example, right? If you go to a restaurant and you order your food, you want your food to be fully cooked. You don't want half your food to be raw and half your food to be cooked. You want the whole plate so you can eat all of it at once. You want to enjoy it for what it is, right? That's how I feel like games should be treated. You need to have the entire game finished before you try to put it out. Because if you put out an unfinished product, you will get backlash. And that is valid backlash, because it's like, bro, wait till you're done. Just because somebody's sitting there trying to rush you to go into traffic, right? You on the road, you sitting at a road, right? If somebody beeps at you and you see cars are still cars are not giving you enough space to go, would you drive into that traffic? I thought so. So, just because other people want you to go ahead and go now does not mean that it's safe for you to go. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in a crash. Hence the backlash. So I feel like if studios really need to take their time and really make their game how they want it to be as a finished product, giving GTA 6 a whole example, they keep pushing it back. Yes, it sucks, but when they drop it, we all gonna be quiet. Because you know why? We're gonna be too busy playing GTA 6, bro. So with that being said, I'm saying, pretty much leading all this up to say, go ahead and follow my new channel. If you are into gaming, my very first video will be on Call of Duty and my full opinion on the game. If y'all are into gaming, make sure y'all go check it out. With that being said, I do appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I know I missed last week. I had a lot going on. It's my bad. So make sure y'all go follow that channel. I'll go ahead and link it down in the description. Also, if y'all new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you rock with me, go ahead and like the video. Make sure you go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know if y'all got any stories for y'all gaming situations, stories, any games that y'all like, any games that y'all want me to play, anything y'all can recommend. Because I do know that there are a lot of good games out there. So definitely, I have a lot of stuff that I want to play and stuff that I want to circle back on. Again, I do appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. I do see that we did grow. We reaching 500 subs. Go ahead and hit that sub button till we hit 500. We almost there. Anyways, I do appreciate y'all for real. Y'all, it means a lot. And other than that, we out, my dog. See you later.